What's up, everybody? I'm feeling like it's a cherry fucking day, so it's time for a pinch of cherry skull, baby. You know, as much as I like the fucking old time crusty dude dips like the wintergreens and the snuffs and the fucking mints and all that, I'm a sucker for this cherry shit, man. All those fruity fucking dips Hillary sends me, man. Oh, god damn. They're just so fucking good. Pick my nose there. Posterity. Somebody's got to be Dirty Pat Walsh, man. Yeah, okay. So, it's a new week. Good things ahead. I'm busy. I've had a very spicy past week. That's the way I've been putting it, to make it lighthearted. But with my bodily issues, it's been a very spicy week, and I'm working hard today on turning my body from a flaming hot Cheeto into a slice of Wonder Bread, if you know what I mean. So all's good. It's fucking Monday, and it's a sunny day. I got these Oreos, and I got me some. This is just a glass of, but I got a little bit of cola in the fridge, and I got some fruit punch. So I might be making me a red velvet cake later on, if I get in the cooking mood. But I've already made a red velvet cake video. Check it out in my cooking series, Cooking in the Meth End of Town, which I've actually been neglecting for about half a year now. But that's mainly due to, you can only teach someone how to make a fucking prison spread fucking 5 times, and you're basically showing them everything, And I do my best with that, I just haven't had anything that's really grabbed me to make a cool recipe with that I haven't shown you before, you know what I mean? And I'm always thinking about this, but it all depends on what I get from the food bank, really, and sometimes you just can't. You get cool stuff, but you can't really, I don't know, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter. That's not what I'm here to talk about. On my way home from the pharmacy today, this has been on my mind lately. I don't know why, but it's been on my mind. Probably because I helped interview a band at the radio station the other week. But yeah, I've told a lot of my fucking war stories on being a touring musician. I've only told a few really, but a lot of them I don't remember. You know what I mean? But for the majority of my life as a touring musician, I was not drinking. I was doing lots of other stuff, but no, I wasn't drinking. So things were kind of under control. I remember most of that part of my life, and it's not over yet. It's just in hiatus right now. I'll be on the road again one day. But yeah, I was thinking, I've told a lot of like personal experiences of like shows and gigs and trips and shit. But advice for young touring musicians, you know what I mean? Because you learn shit on the road. Like the best thing I've said so far is before you get in that van with that band, or before you plan that tour, you got to remember You say you plan a 2-week tour or a month-long tour, especially in Canada where the gigs are 12 hours apart. You're not going to be with those people 24 hours a day. You're going to be within a few feet of those people, basically 24 hours a day. You know what I mean? It's very, it's hard to find personal space. You know what I mean? So, things to do, there's all kinds of shit, like etiquette and places and all kinds of shit. So, some pieces of advice that I would give about when you're first touring, starting out on the road as a rock band, and you got your fucking wild oats are fucking growing, and you're fucking ready to, you just want to give it, you just want to fucking rock as hard as you can, and be in that life, you know what I mean? And that's all good and well. But, like certain things, like, okay, if your band is a fucking waster band, like if you're all hard drinking, heavy drinking, party hard, whatever shit, not only does it behoove you to have a plan for places to sleep and stay and all that shit, because a lot of people don't think about that. They just think, oh, we'll sleep in the van or we'll do this or whatever. But a lot of times you're not in the condition to be driving your van. And, or whatever have you. My best experiences on the road have been when my band has hired a driver and a van. We used to have a guy in town who I'm still friends with. He was Dan, the man with the van, and what it would cost is he would drive you anywhere. He drove us to fucking New Orleans and back. And all you had to do was, if you had to buy him dinner every day. And if we were stopped in a position where he was able to drink, you had to get him drunk. You know what I mean? And that's all it cost for Dan, and pay for the gas, And then we were free to fucking whip it up, and it was great fun. Or, at least be, have your ducks in a row with that shit, with the driving, the designated drivers and shit. You don't want to be in a band in a strange town and stuck with nowhere to go and no one able to drive, and you're fucked, you know what I mean? So think about that. Travel light. Don't pack your fucking, you might be a stylish motherfucker, right? But, you don't need to change your clothes for every day. Every time you're on stage, you can basically wear, I've done tours where I've worn the same fucking stage outfit for 3 weeks solid, you know what I mean? As long as you keep a couple pairs of underwear and some socks, and figure out, in most places you can find a washing machine or a laundromat or something like that, important stuff, right? When you hit a bar and you're playing a bar, never be arrogant or unruly to the serving staff. They're your friends. They're there to help you. If you need free beer, they're the ones who are going to get it for you. If they decide they don't want to give you free beer, then they won't. You know what I mean? If they do give you free beer, give them a tip. You know what I mean? Treat your servers well. As a person who's worked 30 years in the service industry, as well as working almost 30 years in the music industry, tip your bartender. It'll do you well. It'll suit you well. Trust me. Have no expectations unless it's in a contract or in a rider. And that's another thing. If you're playing places where they're, make sure you're covered. You don't want to play a place, have it packed out. And I've done this. This has personally happened to me. Played a full packed room, and left with no money in my pocket because of the way they did the door, right? And you want to be prepared. You want to make sure you get your money, right? Because you're working. You're not working for exposure. People die of exposure, unless you're first starting out, If you're in a position where you're going to be touring, you're not first start, it's not your first fucking gig, right? Learn, if you travel, learn the good places to eat, the cheap places to get food and drink, and the cheap places to sleep that are safe and clean. That's kind of easy to do. It goes with time, like I was gonna at one point write a guide, like a little fanzine type guide of, the best places in each province that I've been to, or each city I've been to get breakfast in the morning, or to get whatever, the best hotels, the coolest hotels that are cheap, like I've stayed in some phenomenal places that have been dirt cheap, places to camp, you want to learn all that stuff, If you're touring, if you're playing with other bands, don't be dicks to the other bands, if they're opening for you or whatever. Don't be the fucking rock star. Be gracious and kind to your supporting musicians, because, that was you once, probably, and we're all in the same hustle. We're all in the same game, you know what I mean? Be nice to people. That's my bottom line on that shit, Learn how to roll, learn how to roll with the fucking flow and the punches. If you're a guy or a girl who's routine oriented and has a way they have to start their day and a way they have to end their day, and that, whatever you have, that's not going to be the way on the road. You got to roll with it, so learn how to find that inner peace where you can just accept change quickly and move on. It'll all work out in the end. You know what I mean? How much more can I cram into the 2 minutes I have left here? Make sure you're equipped, make sure you got shit you need, strings, chords, amps. You don't know what you're going to walk into in a lot of situations. You don't know what kind of PA they're going to have. You don't know if they're going to have a back line set up, like drums and a fucking bass rig and all that shit. Just kind of try to know what's going on in your venues. Try to read your audience, if that's a whole other video, reading your audience. But yeah, these are things I was thinking of on my trip home from the pharmacy today. Just trips to make, tips to make your trips better when you're on the road as a musician, because it's hard in Canada, man. And unless you're on the festival circuit, like you're fucking sleeping in bathtubs for fucking, like when I toured for a month and a bit with the Silver Hearts fucking 15 years ago, like we'd on the festival circuit, we'd be fucking sleeping on floors and fucking shitholes for a week. And then we'd hit a festival and be up in the fucking Marriott Hotel, 5-star fucking rock star treatment. You know what I mean? And that was pretty cool, but just try to be prepared, to roll with the punches and be nice to people. People be nice to you, and be gracious and be prepared. Have lots of merch to sell, all that shit. You know what I mean? I've been on the road. We run out of merch and had to fucking ship it in, and it's a fucking pain in the ass when you gotta ship in a load of CDs and fucking package them and fucking, all that. It's good to be prepared. You know what I mean? Anyhow, this video's coming to a close. I will continue it at a later date. But, yeah, I hope you're all doing well. I'm feeling less spicy already. And I'll talk to you in the meth end of town later on. Thank you for your support. Bye.